do a live recap with our YouTubes.
Do you want to watch more awesome videos? We know you do. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, turn on that notification bell so that you're notified every time we post new videos here at Underground Interviews.
Chandler. What's up, man? You too? I didn't play today.
How'd you play this?
Oh, Fountain ate me up, dude. Yeah. I was playing Fountain Blind, and that was a bad choice.
I still had fun though. Right?
I had fun, yeah. Okay.
All right, Wes, here we go, buddy.
Yep.
All right, guys, we are here and we are ready. Wes is kind of hanging out at Fountain Hills right now as the FPO card is... Vista is where he's at. Yep. As the FPO card is just finishing up. And how's this experience been, man?
It's been so much fun. You know, we got a bunch of new signs this year, and so I got to meet so many people. We got Chandler Fry over here warming up on the putting green, aka the Chanimal, and he's a big fella. He's really cool. It's been so much fun to hang out with people and see some old friends. I saw JC Kester a lot this weekend. He just seemed to be everywhere that I was as well, and you know, he's a funny guy. He's always upbeat. So it's been so much fun. These big events, if people haven't been out to them, especially these Discraft featured events where the Discraft pros are really trying to get out here, are so much fun, and everybody's so nice. It's definitely highly recommend it.
So what do you say we do some shout outs to the chat? We've already got some people in here. Nathan Cameron, hey guys, perfect timing. Can really use a break from editing. I know he's working on a pretty cool Discraft video, so you guys need to check that out when it comes out. Alex Schmidtneck, I think I did it right that time. I need to practice that one. Says legit. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? How are you guys? Thanks for the rundowns of tournament coverage. Of course, man. Me and Wes are going to be here. I don't know. What do you say we hang out for? You got 20 minutes, Wes? Maybe?
Yeah, I got 20 minutes. I don't think anybody's teeing off
okay.
for a while.
Okay, so we're going to hang out for a little bit. So if you guys have questions for myself or Wes, or if we run into somebody cool that Wes wants to say hello to, we'll make sure that we say hello and maybe get you a chance to ask one of them a question. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Like the video real quick for me. Share it on your Facebook page so that other people can come check this awesome experience out here. And we're going to kind of go through the recap a little bit from round 3 as we go through this. It's pretty cool there. It's actually opposite of cool. I'm in the cool conditions right now.
Yeah, it's beautiful out here. These guys are going to have a really good conditions for the 4th round. I know we're talking about 3rd round today, but 4th round is going to be really nice out here. The course is really very attackable. So it's going to be an exciting 4th round for sure.
Okay, so let's kind of dabble into the recap a little bit. So
yep.
Simon and Eagle at this point are playing a completely different tournament than maybe Yale's in there with them. He's kind of close there, but they're playing a different tournament than everybody else.
Yeah, I'll touch on that just quickly. I've talked to several of the guys on Team Discraft even, and you know, they've said Eagle is just playing another level this weekend. His distance is unmatched by anybody else in the MPO field. He is just crushing drives with accuracy, and you know, kudos to him. He's worked hard.
Yeah, the shots are awesome to see on the coverage. They're 460-foot hyzers that don't leave a hyzer the entire way and spike right next to the basket. That's insane to have that much kind of power. Have you got to witness any of the shots yet, or is this going to be your first day where you've got to kind of watch some of these guys play?
So I got to caddy for Yuli in round 2 over at Fountain and watch those guys throw, and all the pros out here are just incredible. Double G was on his card, and that's my first time watching Double G throw. and some of the lines he takes are insane. It was so much fun to watch Yuli throw too at Fountain. He's got big power and obviously a really good player, so I had a lot of fun caddying for him and kind of hanging out and watching that card.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Paul. He's our closest contender to anything. If let's say the rare circumstance that Simon and Eagle get into some crazy fist fight out there and just both get thrown out of the tournament.
There's this little thing, Pat, that people might have heard of called McBeast mode, and you got Paul sitting on the chase card, ready to pounce. Good conditions out here today. I don't imagine Paul's going to be laying anything up.
Oh, not at all.
No, he's going to be trying to go full McBeast mode and run things down. So I'm really excited to see him sitting. I think it was tied for 5th.
Yep.
On that chase card.
Yep, that's where he's at right now.
Yeah, he had a good round yesterday, a couple good rounds. He's been more consistent this tournament than the last couple. His putting has been a little more solid as well. And so I like where he's sitting. I imagine if he is able to kind of put together a good round today, that we'll see him jump up into that top 4, which would be a good finish.
I would agree. I would agree with that. As we move on a little bit past Paul, let's talk a little bit more about some of your golf. Did you throw the Kong this weekend at all?
I didn't put the Kong in the bag. I haven't had a lot of time to work with it at home with conditions being so bad, and I didn't want to kind of be left guessing on some shots, but I wish I would have, because I lost my stable crank early in my round yesterday at at Fountain Hills, and I feel like the Kong flies pretty similar to like a really stable crank or like a beat-in force, and I wish I would have had it. Some of the back shots on the back 9, I definitely would have thrown the Kong after losing my stable crank, but I told myself I didn't want to guess with a new disc, and I should have just put it in there.
Should have thrown it in there. The reason I brought that up is because we're moving on to a person that I actually had on last week? 2 weeks ago? I've had him on a couple times, so many times this year already. Brian Earhart. And last time we had talked, he couldn't speak highly enough about this disc. Like, he didn't really field work it much. He threw it into his bag, and he was actually shooting some awesome rounds, and it gave him a little bit more distance. Have you thrown yours at all?
Yeah, I threw mine a couple times.
I've seen you in the test. Have you thrown it in warm weather to where you can get a good throw?
No, I haven't. I hope to, though. Sometime soon. I think I got it still in my car. I got to go double check, but I'm hoping to throw it here soon and get to work with it a little bit more.
That's the self-control that it takes to be Team Discraft Underground captain. I would have been throwing that thing like an hour before my rounds every day, trying to work that thing in. But nope.
I saw Yuli throw it a couple times in his round, and he's got a really good handle on it. And I saw Haley King throw it a couple times today in their final round, and she was throwing some really good shots. I mean, she's a smooth shooter anyway, and she was throwing the Kong really well. So I can definitely see how these upper arms are really loving the Kong.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about Brian, and while we're doing that, if you guys have any questions for Wes or anything about the tournament that you want to ask him, now would be a perfect time to drop those in chat. I'm going to actually take a peek real quick. Looks like, actually, Travis had asked about you throwing the Kong, so look, I'm like psychic. Nice. I read chat before reading chat. Alex said he just posted some stuff about McBeth going McBeast mode. That would be pretty awesome. Shoot a really hot round. And think that Haley King, you guys can thank Haley King for getting more Discraft in my bag. Took her advice and got a glow, buzz, and a zone. And she got me a flick when she visited at the warehouse. I absolutely love the flick. That's awesome.
Yeah, she was throwing her glow buzzes and her. I think she was throwing her zone for all of her upshots. She had a cut on her pinky that was kind of preventing some backhand upshots, but she has such a smooth forehand and knows her zone so well. She just puts them on whatever angle she wants for her approaches, and she was really close on all of her approach shots, aside from maybe one all day. She was killing them.
Awesome. Glow buzzes. I have 2 that I just ordered with my allotment that came in. If you watched my unboxing video, they were in there. I can't wait to throw them. But I still have snow everywhere, so I don't really. Yeah, they're white. Brian only took one bogey, so he's tied for 10th right now. He finished -8 for round 3. Took 1 bogey on hole 8. Have you played this hole, Wes?
Yeah, I played this whole course twice and shot 2 pretty mediocre rounds. There's a lot of artificial OB out here.
Yeah, we can see it. I've got the map up right now of the hole for hole number 8. It's 360 feet.
Yeah, a lot of flagged OB. You got the grip 6 boards all over that are saving people's discs. I know it saved mine a couple times from skipping OB. Thanks to grip 6 for that. Yeah, I mean, 1 bogey on the round is amazing. There's just so many opportunities to go in the water, to go OB, and if he only took 1 bogey on the day, he was either scrambling really well or just going really active.
OB, he did 80% scrambles for the 4 scrambles that he had, 92% inside circle 1.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Ryan, he was. I saw him at the player party too. He's looking good. He's feeling good. He's always an upbeat dude. I've never seen him be down at all. And so that all correlates to what I've been seeing out here too. And
he actually went out of bounds 3 times during that round and saved par for on 17 and on 18.
Nice. But yeah, 17. So 17 is the short hole where you're kind of throwing down the hill to the raised basket.
Mm-hmm.
He probably went OB long and then made his comeback putt, which is a 20-footer, but it's, especially as a lefty, that's a testy putt. Because if you miss, your putter is probably gliding left or right past the basket, potential of rolling down the hill, and
not fun.
Can get pretty scary.
Not fun. All right, let's get to some questions, Wes. How many discs did you lose this weekend? And that's from Nathan Cameron. 4.
I lost 4.
Jason Kruger, what is your favorite course, Fountain or Vista?
So that's tough. I feel like if I played Fountain more, I would enjoy Fountain more. This was my first time playing it, so I was essentially playing it blind for the tournament. I had gone and walked it, with Yuli and Double G, and I think Jeremy Herr, and I forget who the 4th, Jacob Sanders was on that card. And all those guys throw so far. It wasn't really good game planning to watch them. I didn't really get anything out of it other than kind of seeing the holes and trying to come up with an idea of what I wanted to do. But until you're throwing the hole, it is really tough, at least for me, to know specifically which disc and which line I want to take. And I really wish I had time to get a practice round in out there, because I think I could have played a lot better than what I did. But it was still fun. So, I guess the answer to the question is Vista. Fountain, it rained on us a little bit. It was kind of windy, especially when the fountain kicks on. It generates some extra wind. So, I'd go with Vista between the 2.
Okay, I'm going to chop this guy's last name up because I think I do every time. Robert Tittler. I'm getting better at this. Can you bring back some of that heat to Michigan? That's what he wants to know.
God, I wish.
In a jar? Can you jar it?
Yeah, as you can see, it's sunny blue skies. There's a light breeze today that's keeping things a little bit cooler.
Okay,
it's
two more for you. 2 more for you. When is the Kong and the Raptor getting released from Jonathan Airbets?
Yeah, well, we saw Discraft release the Raptor. Is coming out in March. We saw the ad for that. As for a stock run of the Kong, I haven't heard anything yet. They've released, it sounds like about 500 or so is my guess of them between the Memorial and the Underground and Team Discraft players. So there's a fair number of them out there. I think we'll probably see a few more. Okay. Might see a few more come out. Maybe at some of the other major tournaments here along the Pro Tour. We'll have to see about that. But, a lot of hype building around it. My guess would probably be early April if I just took a guess on when the Kong will get a stock released. Okay.
Now this one, this question's from me now. Okay. McBeth brothers or Yuli brothers in a best shot challenge.
It's funny. I met Pete Ulibarri out here this weekend. He's from out here too, and I was talking with him about that, and he seemed to think that they would handily beat the McBeth brothers, and actually wanted to skip that and go to a battle with the Sexton brothers. So I thought that was pretty funny. You just can't discount Paul. Like, Paul's so good. You know, I would love to see that battle happen and see what worked out.
And then I think Benny slipped a question in here. Can you pick up some ice cream from Randy's?
That's for Ben?
Yes, that is from Ben.
Of course. And whatever Ben needs, I'm there.
Let's move down to 14th. So these guys snuck up the pack from round 2. We're gonna go with Adam Hannes and Austin Hannum are both tied for 14th. It seems like these guys move together. Like, that's what I'm seeing so far this season, where one is, the other one is, and usually they're both towards the front of the pack.
Yeah, I mean, Austin having a phenomenal season. He started out so strong at the beginning of this year, and he had a really good 2018 season, so it's not a huge surprise to see him playing as well as he is, even though I think he's a little bit lesser known name for a lot of people. But I think James and Austin were actually carded up yesterday, and both shot, what was it, 12 down or something crazy?
Yeah.
10 down, 12 down?
They, it looks like both shot 11.
11.
Is where they ended up being at. And it's funny because it looks like Adam was ahead all the way till hole 18 and took a bogey, and Austin birdied that hole, and that's what did it there. But otherwise, Adam had a pretty great round going into that. Those two strokes would have moved him up there a little bit more into a top 10 spot here with Brian.
Yeah, strokes are really valuable out here. I mean, you know, avoiding the OBs, avoiding the water are also important out here. And hole 18 is a really tough hole. The pros play a longer tee pad than we played for the AMs, and I think it's like 400 feet. And if you want to get inside the circle, you are carrying water every foot of that onto a really skippy green. They have the grip 6 boards, you know, on the hyzer side, the left side of the pin there. Haley zooming by.
Haley!
But hole 18 is a really tough hole. I just watched the lead FPO card play it, and Paige Pierce with her insane power and accuracy parked it. It was one of the most incredible shots I've ever seen. But it's really easy to take a bogey on hole 18 because if you hit the dry green and get a big skip, you're skipping over the boards going OB, and if you leave it right, then you're going over the water, which is even more dangerous.
Oh, that does not sound fun. Let's move down the list a little more. And speaking of our guy that is in chat here, ladies and gentlemen, Ben Calloway. If you guys have any questions for Ben, shoot them to him in chat. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to answer them for you as we discuss his round a little bit. And Benny had quite a few birdies. He finished -7. Actually dropped 2 positions from the day before. He's definitely been a character that's been fighting inside the top 20 this whole entire tournament. And I'm excited to see what he does today. He's got plenty of room to move up.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx him, but since he's in chat, I think this is a good course for Ben. This is a really good power throwers course. You know, there's some longer par 4s. The par 3s are a little bit longer, and I think Ben might have the opportunity to maybe throw a mid or a mid probably on some holes where a lot of people are throwing fairways, or for noodle arms like myself are throwing full drivers. But Ben's a great putter. Ben's got great distance, and I think with the conditions out here today, I think Ben has a good chance to throw another good round and keep himself inside that top 20.
I agree completely. Ben's just got to be consistent, be doing Ben things. We had him on the other day, and he had a really good interview with us, and he kind of talked to us about risk-reward and his thought process going into each hole and kind of where he's at, determining whether he's going to risk certain holes. Did that have any factor into your play this weekend at all, Wes, or did you just go for all of these holes?
No. There's 9 raised baskets, I think, at Vista, and the story I heard was that, the course was playing too easy, quote-unquote, was what the PDGA had said, and so they wanted them to either try and add some more roped OB, so fake OB, or do something to make the course harder. And so in order to make the course harder, they raised the baskets. And for myself, I'm not a great putter. If I was circle 2 or farther, I was just trying to lay up as close as I could to the baskets. Not fun putting on raised baskets. you really have to commit. And if you miss left or right, you're sailing by, and you got another tester coming right back.
Hey,
So,
there's nothing wrong with playing to your strengths. That is the smartest golf that you can do. If you can't do a shot, or you're not successful with certain ones, or your putting's not there, you don't have the confidence for it, and you're going to risk a couple more strokes. You do the safe thing.
Yeah, and that was my game plan. It was to just try and play smart out here at Vista, and then try and play a little bit aggressive at Fountain because I wanted to try and move up the ranks a little bit, but wasn't able to. But yeah, I think it's tough out here with the raised baskets. I think the pro guys, are more used to that. And if they're inside 60 feet, they're still going to be running it. Maybe for Paul, if he's inside 150, he might be running it to try and find some strokes. But yeah, it's a tough putting course. You really got to commit to those putts. And I feel like if you can throw far and you can putt well, I guess that's kind of generic, but especially out here, accuracy is maybe a little bit less important than distance and putting out here.
Okay, yeah, you can say it's definitely not a woods course, so you can see from the coverage that it's wide open. You checked out the FPO players, you said.
Yeah.
I know we talked a little bit about that. I've got Vanessa and Haley's stuff up here. So can you tell us a little bit about how that experience was and how it was hanging out with them throughout their round and things like that?
Yeah, of course. It's so much fun to follow them. Vanessa is, of course, a new addition this year. She's had a really great start to the season. She was just outside the cut, I think, at the beginning of round 3 and made her way into the cut. So she was really happy about that. And she's just so smooth. Like she plays really smart. She plays really clean lines. She takes the open line, the higher percentage play. She's a really, really good putter. She's really fun to watch. I don't want to say it's boring golf because it's not. She just plays really clean golf, and it's a lot of fun to watch her play. Exciting.
Is Haley still anywhere near you where you can scream at her?
Nah, she's scootering around.
Yeah, she took off.
her and Vanessa got the little rental scooters, and they're zooming around, just chatting with people and checking out stuff, and just enjoying themselves after their round.
Oh wow, that's exciting. That's the kind of I was seeing I was watching on the coverage yesterday. Quite a few players playing they had a soccer ball and they were just kind of kicking it around each other at a couple of the backups. Yeah. That's awesome. Did you have any moments like that during the round that you were just like, you know what, this really made the experience that I didn't get at some of my other tournaments? Because even at your local tournaments, you probably have such a big involvement with stuff. You're stressing how things are going, not really enjoying everything around you.
Right. I had good cards all weekend. I got to meet some really great people, and I think probably some of the most favorite moments out here are meeting some of especially the West Coast, maybe a little bit more regional Discraft pros, but then also bumping into a bunch of the West Coast underground players that I probably wouldn't otherwise have a chance to run into being in the Midwest. So it's been really cool to get to know them. Joey Bruno, I got to hang out with him in my practice round and at the underground lunch, and then Sean Ruggiero was there as well at the
Jumbo
lunch
Slice.
meetup.
Good old Jumbo Slice.
Yeah, he's super cool. And Joey is, he's a really, really good player. He's got a lot of potential. I think his rating is only 950 or 960 or somewhere in there, but he's definitely got 1,000 rated potential. He was a former baseball pitcher, and he throws forehand Nuco S's better than anybody I've seen throw them. Just puts them on little annies, gets full flexes, throws them 450 plus. He's got a lot of potential if he can just kind of clean his game up a little bit. I'm excited to see what he does in the future.
Awesome. And then I wanted to do a quick shout out to Nathan Skinner. Looks like he took down 4th place in MA1. That's a great finish in that field out there, and had to put up some solid rounds to be able to stay in that pack. I was kind of following his Facebook posts throughout the weekend and cheering him on, and was excited to see them kind of keeping up there. So shout out to him on that. And what's up?
Yeah, I got to meet him for the first time at this tournament as well, and he's super nice. He's on Team Discraft as well as part of the workforce team like myself, and really cool guy. He used to mainly play open, and his rating dropped. He's been busy with work, so he dropped back to AMs. So I kind of expected him to finish in the top 10. He's a really good shooter. He throws far. He putts well. Just a solid game, and really good finish for him to finish in that top 4.
Okay. Any underground peeps? I guess I don't have anything here on UDisc to shout out everybody that was there, but I know we had quite a turnout at the Memorial.
Yeah, Jason Kruger, who was in chat, shot a really good first round at Fountain. I think it was like 6 down or something. He said it was his best round out there. And then I think his subsequent rounds, didn't quite go as well, but really big first round. It's really awesome to see that potential, when things really come together for a player and you don't leave a lot of strokes out there, like myself. And so that shout out to him for sure. Joey Bruno, Jumbo Slice was out here, and then Shane Howley was also out here, and then Nicholas Carl, who had a little bit of a tough tournament, but he was out here playing as well.
Okay. Awesome. I think that's going to pretty much round everything up. I'm going to double back to chat here and see if I missed anything over here.
Yep. Yeah, we can talk about some predictions, too, for round 4 if we want.
Yeah, let's talk about what the first couple cards are. Let me bring up that. Yeah. And any kind of moves that you think are gonna happen. So, I know they're not Discraft, but we're going to talk about it because this is exciting, and this is disc golf.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Eagle McMahon, Simon, Yale, and then Scott Withers that are going to be on this top card. We see on these. This is weird because we have 1 through 4, and we see, a 9-stroke spread here?
Yeah. Those guys have just been killing it. It's these 4-round tournaments are long tournaments. There's a lot of strokes when you start looking at 4 rounds versus 2 or 3 like your local B tier, C tier, or even A tier, and so you start seeing the much bigger spread, and the players that are really playing well are the ones that rise to the top over the course of 4 rounds.
Okay, yeah, I would agree with that, and I would say that for a lot of this tournaments, who can throw the most accurate big righty hyzers and make the putts that follow, and not have any bad luck. Looks like a lot of the shots, the unfortunate breaks, which are pars, which a lot of these seem, are where they land right next to the basket and they get an unfortunate 30 or 40 foot skip to a rollaway. So that's been happening.
There's tough holes. A lot of the there's a couple of baskets on the side of hills here at Vista, and then of course you have the Peninsula Greens over at Fountain that just lend themselves to bad rolls if you hit cage or band or anything other than chains. I mean, geez, I've even seen a couple that hit chains and like spit out on the right side and caught a roll and went OB and stuff. I mean, it's really tough, and you got to really commit to your putts out here.
Okay, let's move on to the second part of the other. Is this the mini tournament? I guess it's kind of it's the same tournament, but not the same tournament that we talked about. As we look at 10 strokes back, Paul McBeth, he's currently tied for 5th. I know you want to make a prediction on this, possibly, right?
Yeah, I mean, if things go well for him today, he could easily shoot 12 or 13 down and kind of make a charge. I think that's kind of best case scenario because I think 12 was hot round yesterday out here. But I don't see any of these holes that are not birdieable if you're playing aggressive and going for it. So I think that there is a birdie opportunity at every hole, and if anybody can put together a really clean big round, it's Paul McBeth. So I expect him to probably shoot 9 or 10 down, but I think there's potential for more there.
Okay, moving down the list, anybody else you wanted to talk about here? I know our next Discraft person's Brian. I didn't know if there was anybody in between that you wanted to mention.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Brian's a lefty, so his top placement is really impressive. I mean, Brian throws great backhands and forehands. But there's a lot of big righty hyzers out here, both at Fountain and at Vista. So for him to be in that top range there for a lefty, I think is really impressive. I think if he putts well today, he could move up a little bit as well. But he's done pretty well, and this is a tough course for lefties. So I kind of imagine he'll sort of stick around where he's at. Okay. I think the one name that we could really see charge is Austin Hannum. I think he's been playing really great this year, and his game is really well suited for this Vista course. And so I'm probably going to follow his card for a little bit and try and get some video of him playing a couple of holes. And I think he's probably the one big name, probably right there with Ben Callaway, that could, really have a good round today and move up the board.
All right, well, feel free to throw any of those up on the Underground Interview Facebook or whatever if you decide you want to upload some stuff there. That way, I'm sure these guys would love to check out some awesome shots, and I'm sure you're going to snag some. Let's wrap this up with chat here, and we will call this a a Dunzo rundown for you here.
Sounds good.
We've got a couple grats to Skinner's 4th place out there. Yep. Too much snow on the ground in Michigan. Yeah, I'm sure there is, or wherever Alex is. All this snow. But okay, guys, that is going to be it. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, give the video a like. It helps us way more than you could ever imagine. Share it so somebody else can check out the video. And obviously, if you're not a subscriber yet, hit that notification bell. I don't know what you're waiting for. Wes, there's no putts around you for you to make, is there?
No, not right now.
All right, Wes made a lot of putts this weekend for you, though.
I did.
All right, guys. I'll be in the chat for the live coverage on Disc Golf Pro Tour, so feel free to join me there and hang out. Otherwise, peace. Thanks for watching.